So you're looking for a dog trainer here in Klamath Falls? That's fantastic. Finding the right one is about so much more than just teaching sit and stay. It's really about creating a partnership with your dog that just fits our local lifestyle. Let's walk through exactly what you need to know to find that perfect match. Just imagine it for a second. A quiet walk along the lake, or maybe through Veterans Memorial Park. Your dog is right there with you, relaxed and happy, not pulling or getting distracted by everything. That's the real goal, isn't it? Having a companion you can truly enjoy this amazing community with. We're going to help you get there. Okay, first things first. Before you even open up a search engine, there are a few key things you need to understand. This part is all about giving you the right foundation so you can make a really smart choice. You're going to hear this term a lot, and for good reason. Positive reinforcement is what most modern, qualified trainers use. And it's pretty simple, actually. When your dog does something you like, say they sit politely instead of jumping up, you reward them. A treat, some praise, a favorite toy. This makes them want to do it again. It's all about cooperation, not force. And you can really see the difference here. Reward-based training that builds confidence. It teaches your dog what you want them to do. On the other hand, punishment-based methods often rely on fear to stop a behavior. And honestly, that can often create new problems, like anxiety or even aggression. So, how do you know if a trainer really knows their stuff? Well, you look for credentials. These letters might seem like alphabet soup, but they mean something. They mean the person has passed tests, continued their education, and is committed to their profession. For most training, a CPDTK or KPCTP is fantastic. If you're dealing with more serious stuff like deep-seated fear, that's when you might look for a CDBC. All right, you've got the background knowledge. Now let's get down to the nitty-gritty, how to actually find and pick the right trainer for you and your pup. You'll generally run into two main options. Group classes are great, especially for puppies or for dogs that need practice behaving around other people and dogs. Then you've got private sessions. These are perfect when you need a custom plan or you're dealing with issues that mostly happen right there in your own house, like barking at the mail carrier. And let's talk about money, because of course, that's a big piece of the puzzle. Here's a general idea of what training costs look like here in Klamath County. As you can see, a 6-week group class is a really affordable way to start. Something more intensive, like a board and train program, is a much bigger financial commitment. So when you reach out to a trainer, you're interviewing them for a job. This list has the absolute must-ask questions. You want to hear them talk about positive reinforcement. You want to know they're certified, and you definitely want to get a clear plan and understand all the costs up front. No surprises. Training doesn't just happen in a class or in your living room. A big part of it is taking those skills out into the real world. So let's talk about the specific rules and some great local spots here in Klamath Falls. Here's a number you really need to remember. 8 feet. That's it. Within the Klamath Falls city limits, 8 feet is the maximum length for your leash anytime your dog is off your property. It's a simple rule, but it's a big one for safety. And besides the leash law, here are a few other key things to keep in mind. The state requires a current rabies vaccine, and that tag has to be on your dog's collar. Also, it's good to know that excessive barking can be considered a public nuisance, all things that good training really helps with. Okay, enough with the rules. Let's get to the fun stuff. Where can you go to actually practice all these new skills? We've got some really great places around town. And there's a spot for every kind of practice. Moore Park is perfect for working on polite leash walking skills. That big open space at Veterans Memorial Park is awesome for practicing recalls on a long line. And when you're ready for some safe off-leash fun, River Springs Park is our official spot for that. Right, so you learn the methods, you find the trainer, you follow the local rules. What's the big payoff for all this work? It's really about freedom. The freedom to take your dog with you and not be stressed. The freedom to enjoy our incredible parks and trails. A well-trained dog is just welcome, pretty much everywhere. It opens up your whole world. Every training session, every walk, every bit of practice, it's an investment in your relationship. When you find that right trainer and you put in the work, you're not just getting a dog that behaves better. You're building a deeper bond, a real partnership, and a much more joyful life together here in Klamath Falls. Wishing you the very best on your training journey.